When did it get continued to?
To the 3rd of December.
Okay. Yeah. Till when? December 3rd?
Yeah.
So it just got trailed. It didn't get continued. Because so it's just
What is trail?
trailed. It just means put over, not continued. And so they're doing some investigation on your pitches motion, which means you made some accusations saying that the police are not being correct. So they're doing background research on the police. So that takes time. So if you came in and said the police are telling the truth, then it wouldn't take any time. But once you say the police are lying, then it's the attorney's job to make sure he researches and the police's background. They have to do that by
Okay,
law.
but
And that
part
takes
of
time.
it. Yeah, but I mean, 7 months. That's
No,
pretty much a lot.
You can say you think it takes too much time, but if he doesn't have all the research done on them, he has to ask for more time. Unless you come and tell him, you know what, I changed my mind. The police are actually
No,
being
because
truthful.
that's true. I mean, they
Okay,
lie.
well then he has to look into that.
But that he shouldn't focus in that
What do you
as
mean
the
he shouldn't?
only.
He should ignore what
No,
you said?
no, I'm not saying, but not only focus on that as the only evidence, which is
That's
all
not-
what
doesn't
he's
matter
doing.
whether
Because
that's the
I'm.
only evidence, but once that gets set in motion, what happens is this. Let me just give you an example. Let's say I'm walking down the street and the police stop me and they say I have drugs on me, okay? And I tell my lawyer, no, they're lying. I don't have any drugs. Well, the lawyer files a motion, and the motion takes, just to hear the motion, it takes at least a month and a half, okay? Then if the judge grants the motion, it takes another couple of weeks for them to comply. So that's 2 months just to deal with that motion to get the prior complaints against the police officers, okay? Once you get the prior complaints against the police officers, you have a list of witnesses who are out there. You then have to find, locate, and interview those witnesses. Normally when we do, this is what we call a pitches motion. Normally when we investigate police officers, you're normally talking about at least 3 to 4 months of additional time on the case from what it would normally take to go. If, however, I said, no, the police are being accurate, that's just there, maybe the drugs were in my pants, but they just don't belong to me, they belong to my friend or my neighbor, then you can go to trial on that. But if
I'm
you
not
ne-
gonna lie, just to speed up my trial. I mean, it had been 7 months, and until today, the judge granted the motion. How
Okay.
is that possible?
Okay.
Why was that not granted
I
since
don't know,
6th
but
of
that's up to the
June?
judge, I can't speak for the judge.
But I mean, that's the situation there. They're not doing they're violating my 6th Amendment. They're not speeding up the trial. How can it be possible that they wait 7 months to even grant that pitches motion?
Right, right, did you agree to waive time?
What?
Did you agree to
No,
waive
I
time?
didn't. He always told me, he just saying just like now, I didn't agree. I told him, I want to go to trial. I want to go to trial. I want to go. He just keep moving it.
Well,
He
then
doesn't
what-
listen to anything that I tell. I told him,
Okay, see,
focus
I
on
can
the camera.
understand because you want to. I'm trying to. You're talking over me right now. I just want a simple situation. Once you tell him that the police have not been truthful, he has a duty, an obligation to research that. If the judge denies it, he has a duty to continue to fight the judge. You told me it took the judge just till today to grant the motion. That means your attorney's doing the right thing. They are continuing to fight it till the judge grants it. That happened today.
But that's a problem.
No,
It's
well,
a
it's
judge
not-
is gonna take 7 months.
I don't know what to
That's
tell you
not
about
my
that. That's already
problem.
happened. That's already in the past. That's not a violation of your speedy trial rights, though.
It's not.
No.
Well, they're making me come here for no reason whatsoever.
It's not for no reason you have a case filed against you.
But he could have granted that
But the
motion
judge
since the
didn't grant
beginning.
it. The judge didn't grant
Okay, then I want to have my judge change.
it. Well, that's not going to happen.
What's the reason why?
There's
I
no
mean,
such
I
thing
just
as
told
You
you
don't just
that
get to have your judge change because you don't like his rulings. There's no such thing as that.
it's not that I don't like his rule. You just told me that he just took 7 months to grant that when he could have took 1 or 2
He
months.
could have, but I don't know all the particulars of it. But in any event, that's what did happen. But you don't have any legal grounds to get your case dismissed. It's not too far. It hasn't taken too long. I'm just telling you, I do this. To you, it's taken too long, but in general, that's not.
Is that not over the 120 days, what
I
you
don't know
stated
I don't know what that means. 100.
in the 6th Amendment of the
I don't know
speedy
what you're
trial?
talking about. I don't
I
know.
mean, at least, well, I thought that it was 120 days, the limited time, but
No.
my lawyer told me that it's 45 days,
No.
and they haven't taken me to trial since June. Is that not over 45 days?
It's what, over 45 days?
I have been coming to
I understand what you told
since
me,
the
but
8th of
there's
June.
no such thing
That's
about a-
over the 45 days to go to trial.
Correct.
Okay, so isn't that a violation of my
No.
speedy trial?
No.
Then I don't understand that.
I understand you don't understand. I'm just letting you know it's not because you have made an accusation that the police officers are lying. right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're saying that that accusation changes everything in my
No, it
case
means-
and
it
remove
means-
the
no, no.
35 days
Because what
to...
happens is if you go to trial before that, so you have a right to go to trial without the investigation on the police officers, right? But let's say there's several witnesses that say, you know what, this officer, he lied about me in the past. But if you go to trial ahead of time, you don't have an opportunity to bring those witnesses in to the jury so the jury can
As
get
far as I have seen in the news and as far as I have seen and investigated about case, it's a waste of time because cops today kill people in video camera and they still get away for it. So it's a waste of time to even have somebody to come testify. I told him to focus in getting the cameras on the buses because a video speaks more than words. He's not doing that. And you're telling me that he's taking 7 months just to focus on something that's going to be worthless in court?
Well, that's not your determination of whether it's worthless or not. That's up to the lawyer to determine what's worthwhile or not.
But the problem is that he doesn't listen to me. He yells at me.
I understand, but the problem is that sometimes it seems like you're not really listening, okay? And I can only tell that from my conversations with you right now. What I'm telling you is the lawyer's determination on what investigation is needed on the case, not yours. You've told him certain things. Now he's obligated by law to research those things. He can't just ignore that. By law, he can't ignore that. It would be bad practice if he ignored that.
I'm not
If you
asking
were
to ignore
If you
him.
were to tell me something and I said, well, that's not really that big a deal, and I went forward into the trial, I would not be doing my job for you. I have to, whether you want me to or not, once you tell me something, I have to investigate that. That's
And
my
that I
duty.
want him to do that,
Well,
but it's
that's
just
what
that
he's doing.
how can it be possible that until now he
I don't
did
know.
the
I don't
pictures?
know all the particulars, but apparently the
Can
judge-
you can you review the case or something and
No,
maybe
because
let me
what
know?
you're telling me is you're upset with what the judge also did. The judge took this long to grant the motion. There's nothing I can do to review the judge's motion.
Okay, regarding
And
the
there's no remedy to that. What I mean by that is you haven't been harmed by the fact that the judge took this long. So there's nothing that's going to legally happen with the case.
I did because let me explain you the situation. Last month, I live in Hollywood. So last month, when I had the court date set by the 21 of
You're
October,
not listening to
the
me.
freeway.
I said legally you haven't been harmed. I don't want to talk personally. Yeah, you may have been inconvenienced, but legally there's no.
No, legally, that's what I'm trying to explain you, that they issue a bench warrant against me.
Because you didn't show up.
I did show up, but I show up late. But I
Yeah.
did call my lawyer, and I left him 4 voice messages that there was an accident on the freeway.
Yeah.
I coming from Hollywood, so I was on my way. I did came. He was witness.
But you came late.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I came.
But that's late.
But I still came.
Okay. And what's your
So
problem?
does the law says that just because I came late, if I did notify my lawyer, did I still get a bench warrant?
Yeah, because the lawyer was in court. The lawyer didn't get their message, your message in time. It's up to the judge whether or not that's a justifiable answer.
I'm pretty sure he had get it because I called like 3 hours before the time, and I left 4 messages,
Well, obviously, it's up to the judge whether.
and I always record it.
Melissa Sandoval, please come front office. Melissa Sandoval, please come
So
front
that
office.
did affect my case because I received a bench warrant, and he told me that the time just got resetted, or
Yeah,
at least I don't know
So
inside.
that's what happens. So if you get a bench warrant.
So that's why
it's
it did affect my case
Well,
legally.
no, what affected is you not showing up on time.
I'm
let me just
not
let you know.
perfect.
Let me just let you know. You know, there's a lot.
It's not a problem.
Do you wanna-
It's
do
the
you wanna
freeway.
listen or do you wanna
It's
talk?
an accident
Do you
in
want
the
to talk or
freeway.
do you want to listen?
Okay.
Okay, let me just let you know. I've been doing this for a long time. There's a lot of judges who I know that if you are late, even if there's a traffic or not, they would have taken you into custody. And you would have had to fight this case from in custody. There's a lot of judges I practice in front of that would do that. You were not taken into custody. The judge let you stay out because your lawyer kept you out of custody. But that does start the time period all over again if you do have a bench warrant. Meeting traffic and stuff, that's not the judge's concern. Everybody knows that there's traffic, that there's possible accidents. That's your burden, that's your duty to account for that, which means you must leave earlier than.
I live early. I didn't expect that it was going to be. I cannot
no, you-
control stuff like that. How can I be blamed for controlling stuff like that?
I'm just telling you how the law works, and I.
So you're saying that's the whole law, that it's an accident, then I'm screwed.
Okay, okay, I've heard anything else? The lawyer's not gonna be changed, and the judge is not gonna be changed.
There's no ground in anything that I said to you.
No, there's
Even
not.
though that I asked the lawyer to dismiss the case by
Yeah,
the
he does
Speedy
not have
Trial
the
and
authority to
that
dismiss
by
it.
the violation of my 4th and 6th Amendment, and he did not
It's not your Fourth
submit
Amendment, I
that.
don't know what you mean by that, but you failed to appear on time, so the last thing that you talked about was your failure to appear. It does restart the time.
He have not provided me. He have not told me anything regarding my rights neither.
What do you mean?
Anything. I have to research anything. Like, for example, like he didn't give me the information until now that I started investigating and trying to contact another lawyer on the outside and trying to pay for it. Then I realized that he was supposed to give me the police report.
Who
He was
told you this?
supposed
The
to give
other
me the
lawyer?
evidence.
The other lawyer told you this?
Ah,
The other lawyer?
I'm
told
working to get the other lawyer, yeah.
Yeah, well, then you should go get the other lawyer, then if that's someone you'd be more comfortable with, that's what you should do. But if you're using advice from another lawyer, that has nothing to do with how the lawyers here.
But you say that is legal, the fact that he didn't tell me regarding the police report. I have never seen the evidence. I don't know who is the witnesses, who is the victims. I have no information regarding the case. I go to the fourth floor and ask information in case. It doesn't say, it just says that somebody came, pre-trial. That's all what it says.
That I don't believe.
No, that's all what it says. I have the paper right here. That's what it says. It just says pre-trial, and doesn't says anything else.
I understand. I don't believe some of the stuff you're telling me.
What?
But I don't believe some of the stuff you're telling me.
You can go ask my lawyer. I have
don't need to
never
ask him. I don't
received
need to ask
the
him.
police report or
The
the
things you're
evidence or
telling me are
anything.
inconsistent. But what you're telling me is that you're talking to another lawyer, and that lawyer is telling you how this lawyer should be handling the case. I'm not gonna.
I just did that like 2 days ago.
I understand.
But
that I'm not gonna do.
you don't think that my public defender should have provided me with information of the witnesses or like victims, like the police report, the evidence? I don't know. I come in every month to court, and I don't even know what is happening with my case or what is going on. Like, what's the evidence? What is it? I mean, they filed a complaint. They say that is discovery information to take me to court. Okay, fine. Okay, what is that information? What is that proves to take me to court? I do not have any information of any of that, and I'm pretty sure. I'm not aware of last year's, but I'm pretty sure that's not okay. That's not correct. Yeah. How can it be possible that I have no information regarding my case and no way to obtain it because I go to the fourth floor and the only thing that tells me is pre-trial.
I understand. Maybe a lot of it is because you like to talk over and not listen. What I can let you know is the one thing you can do when you go to court, you can ask to have a Spanish language interpreter. Okay, so
I did ask him.
Okay, so next time you go, make sure you ask him.
Twice
again.
It was denied until today.
What do you mean denied?
And
what
still
do you mean
like
denied?
I didn't receive the interpreter.
What do you mean denied?
I told my lawyer, ask for an interpreter for me. And he obviously ignored me because I haven't gotten an interpreter. Even though today I told him again, ask for an interpreter to me, I still went to the court without an interpreter. So that's what I'm trying to say.
Okay,
I told stuff to him and he doesn't, it's like you telling me that I don't listen, but it's not, I listen, it's just that I'm being frustrated for the 7 months. But
okay. I'll let
he
him know
doesn't
that he needs to
listen
get
to
you
me.
an interpreter, okay? I'll let him know that he has to get you an interpreter. That is your right. If you prefer to have an interpreter, that
and
is
I
your
need
right.
the police report,
No,
the
you're not
evidence.
gonna- that's up to him whether he's going to get you the police report. You don't get to dictate that. He doesn't have to give you the police report.
He don't have to.
No.
So I can go to court without even knowing what
Once
I'm
again, the
going
answer
to court
was-
for?
It's not to debate. The answer is no, he does not have to.
Is that legal?
I just told you that.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you another question that I did ask him. Obviously, the hearing is public. At least that is what I was told, that this is a public hearing. Can I have, or is there a problem, or do I need permission to have media to come here to hear about my case?
I don't know anything about that.
No, but is that legal or it's not
I don't know anything
legal?
about that. That you need to discuss with your lawyer.
I did tell him, and he told me that I shouldn't bring any,
Okay.
but
Then I would listen to him.
he haven't been handling my case. So I want to know. I don't want to know
I
if
don't know
he
what that means.
recommends
He
me
hasn't
that. I
been
want to
handling
know
the case.
if I have the legal right or
He
not.
told you he would recommend you not do that, right?
But I want to
Then
know.
I would listen to him.
But I'd rather to know if I have the legal right or not, because as far as I understand, there's so many stuff that doesn't make sense to
Yeah,
me
that
that's
question
legal.
I'm not gonna
I'm
answer.
not a lawyer.
That's obvious, but I'm not going to answer that question. I would advise you to listen to him and let him do his job. He's a very good lawyer. You should let him do his job.
Well, I definitely think he's not doing a good job.
Okay, then you're entitled to go hire your own lawyer if you want to. You've been talking to.
I don't have the money to do it. Otherwise, I would have done it a long time ago.
Well, then I don't know what else to advise.
But
you.
I mean, I just want to know, can I bring the media or not? Because
I
I don't
don't
want
know
to
how many
waste
times
some
I can
time, and
answer
then they're going to be like, not allowed. Because they never had the posters there about that. They usually have they always have the poster of the no phones. And then no today, because I threatened him that I was going to bring the media, they put the poster is that you cannot have a camera or an electronic device there. So I'm pretty sure they did it on purpose just because I told him that I was going to try to bring the media.
Because you told him that?
That
Yeah, okay,
poster was not there
that's ridiculous.
the last time. It was only the poster about not bringing the phones.
Okay, that's it. Anything else?
So you're saying that I cannot change the court, the judge, or
I've
the
already
liar?
told you that. I said anything else, anything new.
I mean, just a second.
Go ahead, take your time.